Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com. Welcome to Moving and Motivating Radio.
I'm Scott Paulson here on WSRadio.com. Yes, we're moving tonight. We're moving and dreaming, and got a wonderful author with us today, Jerry Strayve Jr. And I'm so grateful that you're able to come over today to the station, Jerry. Yeah. Your book is entitled to be titled Braxton's Century. And it's quite a century, isn't it, involved with this book? I want to talk a little bit about the book first to get people excited about it, to get excited about ordering it, for instance. But tell me about Braxton's century. What is his century?
Well, first of all, Scott, thank you so much for having me here, and I really appreciate the opportunity to spread the word about what I think is a terrific book. And it's partly a terrific book because of that amazing century. It takes place between 1860 and 1960, and in my opinion, perhaps the most exciting and dynamic century that history has ever had. And it's just a wonderful platform for me to create this fiction novel with incredible backdrops of historical events.
And there is an opportunity for people to download the first chapter to read. And it's a good first chapter. It makes me want to get the book, partially because I'm a little bit of a pyromaniac, and there's a spectacular fire in a castle. You really can't ask for much more excitement than that.
Yes, the first chapter is entitled The Cupola Inferno, which takes place in the Alexander Palace, and our very precocious protagonist at the age of 6 or 7 sets the palace rotunda on fire with an amazing concoction, which if you read the first chapter, you might find it rather amusing.
Yes, and in that rotunda, the flames can go quite high, isn't it? Because that's one of the higher points in the chapel, in the castle. So when you were writing this book, what was your motivation to begin?
Well, it's really kind of a strange situation. All my life, I'd always been putting together these little stories and what have you, and maybe we get that to a little bit later. But I had gone through a period where I'd gone through an illness and I was unable to really work full time. And oftentimes I'd have to take walks just to kind of, go through the healing process. And I started developing this story. And over about a 2 or 3 month period, I created this story in my head, actually with no research, just from things drawn on, things I'd read and throughout my life. And then I had an anxiety attack, if you will. I said, I've got to write this down. I mean, this is good stuff. So last August 9th, I just started writing. I didn't look back. I didn't correct my grammar, didn't worry about syntax. And I just, 142,000 words later, on December 5th, I had finished the first draft.
Wow, amazing. And what were your more creative times of day? When you do write, do you just do you treat it like a job where you clock in and do it, or?
Well, I think because I was somewhat fearful of losing the story by not getting it down on paper or keyboarding it into my computer, I would use every opportunity I had available to write. So when I would finish my day's work, I would get on the computer and start typing away, sometimes 2 and 3 hours at a time, and certainly a lot of the days on Saturday and Sunday. Whenever I had a window, I would go at it. And, it's just amazing how time would fly. It's an exhausting process, as many authors know, but anytime I could find a window.
And you had a good workspace. You had a desk that you liked and a computer keyboard that you liked. And
yeah, kind of. It's pretty simple. It's a folding table and a computer in a room. And the best part about it was I was uninterrupted.
Yeah, that unfortunate illness that you encountered actually gave you these blocks of time where,
yes,
fortunately, you were well enough to write.
Yes, basically it was kind of life-changing. I prioritized my time. I said, okay, what's important, what's not important? And, it's amazing what you can cut out of your life that consumes your life that really doesn't these things that you do all the time, you're wondering, why did I waste my time on that? And so I didn't do that. I just went to work on something that I thought was important.
Now, do you have some favorite characters in this novel that guided you in areas where you didn't think they were going to go?
Well, yes. My favorite character, obviously, is the protagonist, which is Prince Braxton. He's a fictitious character, as are most of the characters in the book. And in this particular scenario, he is the third son of the Prince and Princess of Wales, who are also fictional. And the reason I did that is so that I would have total license to create whatever I wanted to create with the backdrop of the latter 1800s and the first part of the 20th century. So he's a favorite. I do also like, Valentina, who is the Grand Duchess and daughter of the Tsar. She's a very, very, very powerful woman, and she plays a really integral role in some of the different aspects of the book, including, I think, helping Braxton become a better person in the book. Interesting, in this book, the women are as powerful, if not more powerful, than the men.
So this is a book that could appeal to many members of a family.
Yes, absolutely. I think what you have here is a family. Actually, there are several families. You've got the fictional Russian royal family, a Medici-like banking family in Italy, and the English fictional royal family, and even the Kaiser gets into this. I mean, it's all kinds of neat. They're all related, as you know, and through history. So I made them like that in the book, and they are members of a family. And it's interesting to see how they work together through the different tragedies and victories that they encounter.
And it's a sexy book, too, I noticed, just even in chapter 1.
Well, yes. To get a reader's attention, you just have to be really off the wall in the beginning of the book, and I did my very best at doing that. I think I will raise some eyebrows when people read the first chapter, and they'll want to keep those eyebrows raised by continuing on to chapter 2 through 43.
Excellent. And now, if people want to download that first chapter, and then if they want to order the book, where do they go? What do they type into their browser to? Okay,
the best way to do this, the most efficient way to do it, is go to www.braxtonscentury.com. Now, note here, there is an S between Braxton and Century, so it's braxtonscentury.com. You can go and actually enter your name and email and what have you, and you will get the first chapter. And I have the second chapter coming out in the next week or so as well. So as soon as that comes out, you'll be notified.
Yes, and I'll be notified because I did sign up. And also, at the end of that chapter, there's a page that shows some social media clicks, some sites that you can click on just to get more involved with the book. In fact, you're really asking your potential readers to truly get involved with this book because they're going to have an opportunity to help pick the cover of the book, I noticed.
Yeah. So I'm glad you looked through the whole thing. Sometimes people don't always, scroll down on a web page, but if you scroll down the web page, you'll run into an opportunity to vote on different aspects of the cover that we're putting together now. And there's also an opportunity to pre-order now. There are some super opportunities there where you can get the ebook, the audiobook, and the book itself for hugely discounted prices. And if you pre-order now, as soon as it comes out, you'll be able to receive it. And I would also appreciate reviews because we as authors become better at our trade getting input from our reader, and it's really, really appreciated.
My only criticism is I didn't like the font. It was just a little bit too small for me, but obviously I can change that, as I'm reading this chapter in any way I want. But
maybe I should reach out to my publisher, Calling Card Books. Just terrific people. Marta and Kate have been. I'm a first-time author, so they've had their hands full. And I just appreciate their help, and I will get with them on this script change.
I'm sure that just this chapter, too, that's probably not the font that they've truly picked. I can see why someone would like it because it's a little romantic and a little old school. But let's get your potential readers involved with a font choice, too. I think that'd be fun.
Well, you can fix that by just getting the audiobook, right?
That's right. Yeah, and so you are going to have an audiobook.
Yes.
So who's going to be the narrator?
Well, right now, it looks like I'm going to be the narrator.
Excellent. Well, that's always best, don't you think, that the author be the person who reads the book to you? Isn't that the biggest opportunity you can have?
Well, yes. I thought about that a lot, and fortunately, I think I can do a good job, and I also want to get closer to my readers. So with other books that are coming out, they'll get the voice will be familiar, and perhaps they'll be drawn to hearing me more often. So
is the next chapter that's going to be offered the second chapter?
Yes. The second chapter is one of my very favorite chapters, and when you get into this chapter, you're going to go, oh my goodness, I am going to have to keep reading this because I'm going to unveil some of the characteristics of our characters that you're going to go, really? So I'm looking forward to that one coming out.
Now, did you do much traveling to be able to picture, the castle in your mind, and or were you hanging out in Balboa Park a lot at the time? Well, how did you get the place down so well?
Well, I love history, and I've spent a great deal of my free time through the years reading history, and the period of the 1860s to the 1950s, some of my favorite times. So either, I've traveled a little bit in Europe, but not nearly as extensively. So a lot of this stuff just came out of my head.
Excellent. Well, we're going to take a little pause, and I'm really looking forward to reading Chapter 2. I hope you'll log in to braxtonscentury.com, BRAXTONS.century.com.
Hi, Scale listener. This is David Finkel, co-host with Jeff Hoffman of Scale Your Business Radio. I wanted to let you know that our newest book, Scale, was just released and encourage you to get your copy. The book will give you 7 proven principles to grow your business and get your life back. It's for every entrepreneur who ever wondered if they really own their business or if their business owns them. It'll help you to work less by getting your business to produce more. Get your copy online or at your local bookseller. For more information, go to scaleyourbusinesstoolkit.com.
I have some good news for a change. With the stressful times upon us, having a regular glass of wine has proved in many studies to reduce stress. Want some more stress-relieving tips? VinVillage.com is an exciting new social organization connecting wine lovers around the country with an exclusive local and online wine lifestyle experience. Vin Village members can meet others online and in person, attend wine dinners and tastings, participate in forums, blogs, and wikis, purchase limited and exclusive wines, even create your own wine. You heard me. Create your own wine. And best yet, membership is free. So reduce some of the stress and have some fun. Join now and connect with thousands of other like-minded wine lovers. To learn more, go to vinvillage.com. That's www.vinvillage.com. Vin Village is where wine lovers connect.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of America's economy. Every Thursday, SBA Radio interviews industry professionals and is dedicated to provide small businesses with timely insights and innovations. Visit www.sbaradio.us for details.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.